Well, if we dare, let's get another week started. Anybody game to play? Wow. Boy, this thing just keeps marching on, doesn't it? The land of bizarre is what we are in. Let's talk about the astrological week because we have a big one coming up. This is really cool because the beginning of the astrological chart. So the way that the chart is laid out, or the way that Western tropical astrology is built, is on the spring equinox being the first sign of the zodiac in the first house, Aries, which happens on Thursday. So we are in just the last few days of Pisces season. Gosh, it seems like Pisces just started the other day, doesn't it? Pisces season, the sun moving into Pisces, but it will be in Aries beginning the spring vernal equinox on Thursday. It officially happens Thursday night. It won't be daylight. It'll be at 11:50 p.m. Thursday evening. Technically begins another formation of the zodiacal chart from its beginning. But we have stuff to get through before we go there. And the moon could be another trigger of some stuff today, and it's already shaping up like that could be the case. So the moon is in Sagittarius as we are waking up today on Monday the 16th. It will move into Capricorn at 12:24 p.m. Eastern Time. But right now, boy, it is throwing off some squares. So basically, it's square the sun. The moon is square the sun. So the moon in Sagittarius is square the sun almost directly in Pisces. It also is casting a wide enough shadow to square Chiron in Aries, and it's sesquisquare to Venus in Taurus. And it's getting ready to go into Capricorn, where the very first thing it's going to do, almost when it gets there, is meet the south node at 4 degrees of Capricorn. Then it will probably be, it will be Tuesday night into Wednesday morning when it crosses over Mars and Jupiter, and Pluto will happen all on Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be a really big energetic day with the moon conjuncting all of that energy. Also, the Capricorn stellium is worth noting because this week we are going to have Mars conjunct Jupiter, the moon crossing over it, and then those are both just 2 and 3 degrees off of Pluto. Now, another one just to tuck under the brim of your cap, we've been talking about this one too, is Saturn moves into Aquarius. That will be on Saturday. This is a big energetic shift deal. And of course, we'll talk about that more of that toward the end of the week, but just keep in mind that Saturn is at 29 degrees. So it just has a few more days before it moves in, but then it only stays in for just a smidge, and then it turns right back around, goes retrograde, back into Capricorn. But at least for a couple of weeks, we'll start to get a sense of what Saturn in Aquarius might contribute to this world scene. If I were guessing, and this is purely just a wild throw of the card, is if it did anything, because it takes a little bit to get it ramped up, right? In fact, like I said, you could almost say that it's there now. So the energy, like whatever's going on now, could be. Might there be a little breakthrough with the virus? Maybe there might be a little bit of a medicinal breakthrough, or some kind of somebody might come up with something that would give us some hope on that. That's possible. Another thing is, with all this confinement, people just get unrest. Now, that would be more of a Mars thing, but the unrest element of societal unrest from Aquarius. Don't tell me what to do anymore. We're coming out. We don't care about this damn virus. That kind of thing. Then you could see some clashes. So all of that could fit a characteristic of Saturn in Aquarius. Now, we do have a sign change for Mercury. Mercury has moved, now that it is direct again, moving forward, has recaptured some of the ground, not all, but it is back in Pisces from Aquarius. I don't think that's that big of a deal because it is gaining speed and momentum and will be back at I believe it was 3 degrees, or was it 6? 3 or 6 degrees Pisces. I don't remember the dates on when it's completely out of the shadow, but at least it's moving forward. And I don't know, how about you, but have there been any big Mercury event? I think we've just been so consumed with all this other stuff. However, I think it is definite merit that this escalated under Mercury retrograde, moving from Pisces into Aquarius. Now, I'll give you one other one, and it's not for a little bit, but Jupiter will soon be conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. That won't be until April, but just know that that's coming. It happens 3 times this year, and when it goes conjunct, I think it sits there for about 5 days in the same degree. That's going to happen 3 times this year because of the retrogrades. And when it happens the last time, which will be in December, Saturn will also be there as well because of its retrograde. So these guys all rejoin each other back in December, and Mars will be at the party too. So, I mean, it's like, oh, wow. So that's a little bit of a look. But this first Jupiter-Pluto will be coming up in April, and that could have some interesting ramifications as well. So I think the big triggers for today, keep your eye on the moon moving into Capricorn, 12:25 Eastern time, 12:24, but 12:25, say, Eastern time. Moon goes into Capricorn. It will let off of that semi-square with Venus on its way in, so that will get less and less. But with the moon moving into the stellium space and just everything that Capricorn has represented here, the moon is a big trigger. So if there are still some things to be triggered, I guess this pass of the moon across Capricorn over the next couple of days could trigger some of that and shake some of that out. Wednesday's probably the biggest day there, but when it crosses into the sign, that can always have some impact as well. So yeah, we just got to keep an eye on these squares. As the moon is square to the sun, that will dissipate through the day today, so that fades, that wanes, and it will fade off of Jupiter or off of Venus as well, so that will help. But then it stages to cross the Capricorn stellium. So, yep, there's still energy up there, folks. Hang in there. Hang in there. Oh, by the way, if you are not a member of our Facebook group, Subconscious Mind Mastery Podcast Listeners, that's the name of it, we're going to be doing a live Facebook thing tonight at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, and take a look at Saturn-Pluto, especially as Pluto moves into Aquarius. And we'll go back and look at the time it happened in the 1500s and the 12/1300s and see what kind of connections we can draw and conclusions from that. All right, that'll be on Facebook. If you're not in that group, just ask to join, and I'll put you in there so that you're there for the video for sure. And that will be at 8:30 Eastern tonight. Have a great one. We'll see you. Bye.